I'm going to show you how to take a real aerofoil profile and import it into Blender. So by the end of this video you'll be able to make a realistic aircraft wing, which will make your model just look so much more professional. So the aerofoil we're going to use today is the NACA 4412 aerofoil. Very, very common in sort of light general aviation aircraft, as well as for kind of wind tunnel testing. So this is the one we're going to use. So I'll put a link to this file in the description. If there's any other aerofoils you want to use, if you've got a specific aerofoil you're trying to model, then what you're looking for is an SVG or scalable vector graphic version of it. There's plenty of other converters as well, so if you've even just got the parametric data for the aerofoil, there's plenty of converters to turn it into an SVG online. So what we're going to do here is we're going to click on this and we're going to save it. And I've already got this folder set up here, we're going to just save it here. So the program I'm going to use to tidy up the aerofoil file is Inkscape. It's a free vector graphics editor. It's really good, we really recommend it. You can use things like Photoshop or any other editor that can open up vector files. So we're going to open it up here. Okay, so when we open it up you can see there's all of this stuff, there's all the text and all. The only thing we're interested in is the actual aerofoil profile here. So all of the rest of this crap, we'll get rid of it, we're not going to use it. All of this. So now what we're going to do, so we're going to go here, we're going to hit resize to content, just so we have just the aerofoil here. And we're just going to save it here. We're just going to save a separate copy, we're just going to call it, we're going to add on Blender, or something like that, right. Cool. So now we're going to go into Blender here. We're going to delete the default cube, as is tradition. We're then going to go up to the top left, we're going to go to File, Import, SVG. And then we're going to look for our file. We're going to find the Blender one here, import SVG. We're going to get rid of the rest of this. There we go. So now we have our aerofoil in Blender. Usually this comes with the material, and it doesn't in this case. So what we're going to do now is we're going to rotate it. We're going to rotate it first on the Z axis, 90 degrees, and another time on the Y axis, another 90 degrees. We're just going to go set origin, we're going to go geometry to origin, just so it's centered here. Cool. So now if we come and click on the aerofoil here and we press tab to go into edit mode, you can see you have all of these splines here. So this is still a curve effectively in Blender. It's still kind of a the same kind of vector format it was before. So what we're going to do here, we're going to come to this tab here, the data tab, and under this resolution preview we're probably going to set it down to about 4 or maybe 3. 3 is probably about good. You want it to start to get a bit jaggy here, because you can see it's all these individual vertices, but you don't really want it to lose its shape. You don't want to take it down to like 2 or 1, because then you really start to lose the shape. So in this case, about 3 is good. So you still got the overall shape. So what we're going to do now, we're going to right click, convert to mesh. And if we go into tab, or we're going to edit mode, pressing tab, and we come up to the vertices here, you can see we've got all these vertices. If that other number was higher before, if the resolution preview was too high, we'd have loads of vertices and that would screw up our modifiers in the future. So this is about a good number. So that if you come over here, we've got 24 vertices. So now what we're going to do is we're just going to select them all, press E to extrude, and then hit X to constrain it to the X axis, and then we can just press G to kind of X, there we go. Cool. So now if we go into the solid view mode, you can see it looks a bit weird. You can only see the inside face, and the reason for that is because we've got back face culling on here. Keep that on, that's important. What we're going to do is we're going to make sure we're in edit mode, select everything. We're going to go mesh, normals, recalculate outside. That means that each face's normal vector is facing outside, so this effectively tells Blender which side of the face we want to render. So that means we're going to be rendering the outside of it, and this allows us to use the solidify modifier properly in a bit, which we're going to do in a second. So for the modifiers, first thing we're going to add is solidify, like I said, and for a typical wing skin, if you type in here, maybe about 4mm, and then we can scale this up. If you select everything and you just put the pivot point in the 3D cursor, and then scale this up until it's about a chord of about 1 meter. So each of these squares is 1 meter, so this is from 2 meters to 2 meters, so I'm just taking, this is about 1 meter, right? And then you can make the wing kind of as long as you want, so let's do GX, about there. Cool. So now what we're going to do, we are going to deselect everything, we're going to go into this view quickly, we're going to hit Z and go to the wireframe mode here. We're going to select this, hold shift, select all of this. So we've now got these 2 edges selected. Now what we're going to do is we are going to right click and press mark sharp. right? And we're going to click on the trailing edge as well. We're going to hit Mark Sharp 2. So now, once we right click on this and we hit Shade Smooth, it'll smooth out the edges around here, but keep this sharp. Also, another thing, it's kind of hard to see, but you can see here that this sort of tapers down to a weird point. If you just click Even Thickness on this, that sorts that out. So what we're going to do now is we're going to add the Subdivision Surface modifier. This looks really weird at first. It just screws up all the shading and all of that. So first off, we're going to move this before the Solidify modifier. Looks a lot better already, but you can see it's starting to bend around here. So what we're going to do, we're going to select the trailing edge again. We're going to hold Shift, press E, and then press 1. And that adds an edge crease. And essentially that tells the Subdivision modifier to keep this edge as sharp as it can. And there we have it. We have the NACA 4412 aerofoil imported into Blender. You can see it's still retained the same shape, the same aerofoil profile, but we have a fully modelled wing here. And if we go into the render view, I've got HDRI set up. You can see that's about what you're expecting. And you can play with the modifiers here. You can give it a material. You can, I don't know, make it like a Piper cup. You can make it like a kind of yellowy orange, a bit rougher, or metallic, or whatever. You can even say model a spar here or whatever. This is all part of the process that we cover in the Blender for Engineers course, so if you found this useful, I think you'd really like that. It's the top link in the description. One of the modules that we cover is a full aircraft modelling workflow from start to finish. We go from an aircraft type spec document to a full model, and I teach you how to render it, animate it, anything you could ever need. I've used this sort of thing as a student for 3 years now. I've got 5 years experience with Blender, so if you want me to teach you it in a lot shorter of a time than I had to learn it, then like I said, it's top link in the description. I think you'll really enjoy it.